Hello everybody, welcome back to the footy recap. Canada absolutely destroyed Qatar last night 6-0 and in reality are starting to look like they might be a good prospect to go deep into this tournament. We have seen a lot of the Mexico also won and obviously the USA also looking good. Pochettino really getting a good tune out of them as well. But in reality, the home advantage looks like it's playing out quite a lot. Obviously, we know Qatar are a very poor team. Canada have now qualified, all but qualified for the knockouts now with 4 points. Canada getting their first win in a World Cup. I think, is it ever? Is it ever their first World Cup point was against their previous opponent, and now they're actually coming in with a win. 6-0, very convincing. They looked really good as well, didn't they? I think they'll be really, really pleased with their performance. Obviously, Qatar, like I said, were very poor, and no one really expected them to win or get too far in the tournament, judging by just their squad being not very good. But in reality, Canada outperforming, I would say, a lot of expectations in general. Really playing well and looking like they might grow into the tournament. Like I said, that home field advantage, I think, can't be downplayed. And in reality, the USA also showing similar qualities. Mexico also getting the job done against a very good South Korea team as well. So in reality, it looks as though the home field advantage is playing out really well. We also saw England getting a win the other day. Not necessarily convincingly against Croatia, but obviously Croatia are a very good team. It looks as though pretty much all the results that you would expect to happen are happening at the minute. Not that many upsets really, but Canada looking like they are actually, really looking like they're going to grow into this tournament. Their squad looks like they are really actually, developing and growing into things. They're like full of bags of confidence. Some of the goals that they scored against Qatar were really nice as well. Jonathan David, like people have been saying, has been a bit underwhelming in their first game, but obviously got a hat-trick yesterday. And in general, Canada looking like they could end up going far into the tournament, which I think would probably be good. You want to see the home teams doing well in tournaments, don't you? I always remember that South Africa tournament looked really, really nice. When South Africa did well in that tournament, it's always nice to see the home teams doing well, and it looks as though they're really getting a good home team bounce at the minute. We have seen the USA, like I said, I thought they looked really, really comprehensive and good under Pochettino as well. And like I said, getting a few good results at the start of the tournament, you could see these home teams starting to grow into things when they get a bit more of that belief and that togetherness of the squad, and it looks as though they could go far. I really like the look of the USA as well. I thought they looked really, really solid, and in general, full of energy, full of invention. They looked very unpredictable, and looked like they had good patterns of play as well. Canada, obviously, everyone would have expected them to put the sword to Qatar, which is what they did in the end, with Qatar getting 2 players sent off. That's a record number of red cards, by the way, since last tournament already. Are we on 7 red cards, or 5 or 6? And the last tournament only had 4 or 5, I think. But in general, it looks as though this World Cup is hotting up, and it's fascinating to see. I thought Canada played really, really well in terms of dragging the defenders around as well. Their forwards look like they're really getting confident now and growing into the games. Like I said, scored some really, really interesting goals. And in general, I would have expected the Switzerland game as well, which I also watched. Made a lot of sense. And I thought that was basically the result that everyone expected as well. But Bosnia-Herzegovina weren't that good, really, and probably deserved to lose that game. And there was also another record made in that match, which we saw basically at 5 goals after 70 minutes. I think it's another world record for the World Cup. So interesting stuff. Lots of things happening. Lots of late drama there. I thought Switzerland really brought on some good subs and started to really turn the screw and got the result that they probably deserved. Switzerland, a team that always end up doing well in European tournaments. They're just very solid. Their forwards aren't at that super, super high caliber of tier of player, but it looks as though they could end up growing into the tournament as well. And I think in general, a lot of the results are shaking out in the way that you would expect. In reality, I think Canada, the US and Mexico will probably all do pretty well in the tournament. They're all going to have that home field advantage. Obviously, if Mexico qualify, they will be playing in the Azteca in the round of 32 and the round of 16, I think. And if England get through, they could end up playing Mexico in the Azteca in the round of 16, I think, which would obviously be an absolutely crazy game. The Azteca, a wonderful stadium. And with those home field advantages, you have to wonder how much of a part that they are going to play in how well these teams do. I honestly think the US look pretty dangerous, and I've always thought that Pochettino was a very, very good manager as well. So it's going to be fascinating to see how all of these things shake out. That Canada result, expected, and I think all the other results as well, pretty much expected. No major surprises in any of them, really. Switzerland usually qualify for the round of 16 pretty much every tournament because they have just got a solid squad that people tend to overlook. But I think the USA, Mexico and Canada are going to be in it as well. And it's going to be really interesting to see how all of them develop. As always, guys, thank you for watching. This was a little recap today on the World Cup. I think Canada and the USA and Mexico are probably going to get to the round of 32, if not the round of 16 or beyond. That home field advantage looking like it could play a role. As always, get your comments in down below, like and subscribe and do all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.